to Mornings on Main Street, where we have no brain left after Jason Michaels just blew it for me and the intern. So we're moving on. Let's bring in now Jamey Tucker from whatthetech.tv, one of my dear friends. Jamey, a lot of great feedback last week on your segment. A lot of people are now discovering on this great show that we had you on and everything. And how long have you been doing What the Tech?
I started What the Tech 11 years ago as it was a side hustle at Channel 2. Yeah, 11 years ago.
Has it been that long? My goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I left WKRN 6.5 years ago, Joe. Time just has flown by. And hey, and what's the big deal bringing me on after a wizard? That was unreal. I believe there's sleight of hand. Yeah, people who do sleight of hand, I get that. But this guy is a wizard. That was unreal.
It was amazing. Also, by the way, for those who know, I worked with Jamey for many years at Channel 2, and we're praying that nobody writes a book about our adventures and times there. So, after we're gone, they could write it then, but not now. Again, I'm so glad and so honored you're on our show today. All right, whatthetech.tv. You do all things throughout the year, but now you're focusing, and I've told you before, some of the apps on my phone I get because I've watched your segment I had no idea were out there. There's so many apps out there. How do you condense them to ones that we really need to have and ones that we really do not need to have?
Well, I tried to, kind of put myself, I'm a viewer too, I'm a consumer of these tech things. So I'm always looking for apps that will make my life a little bit easier or have a little more fun or keep me safe. And so we had some great apps that came out either in 2020 because of the pandemic, brought a lot of new apps along that are helpful to us for people who were working from home. But then in the past year, maybe not apps that have come out, but apps that I discovered in 2021 that are just fantastic.
Here, I'll put your website up right now, whatthetech.tv. What's one that stands out? When you think of an app for the last year and a half that pops to your mind, what's the one that comes out?
My favorite app of the year, at least the one that I discovered, is called Radio Garden. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yes, Radio Garden. You posted that. That's radio stations around the world.
Yeah, it is. I get a little tired. I can go to Spotify, I can go to Amazon Music, I can go to Apple Music, but I always see the same albums and artists because of the algorithm. But Radio Garden is very cool. And I'm going to hold my phone up here in just a second after the Google ad loads. But Radio Garden is very cool. And you can see that.
Whoa.
All of those green dots are radio stations around the world. And so you can just, move the globe around. And once you click on one of these green dots, let's see. So that radio station, this is in Dartford, United Kingdom. And I found some, it really is. And these are internet radio stations that this group have put together. This was just a project. But you can, I listen to this funk radio station out of Lyon, France, just about every day. And you just kind of move that around. And there's one in Villa de Popo, which is in Madeira. And that is, that's a Christmas radio program.
That is outstanding. You know what I've discovered, cover the National Predators, a lot of those European guys love heavy metal. So
yeah. 80s rock and roll is popular all over the world, so it's kind of cool, and there's one in the Netherlands that I listen to. Just you hear their traffic reports. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like backed up on 840. Now, is that a free app?
That is a free app. And they don't share a lot of your information. Of course, if you're on Apple, you can choose not to share anything. But yeah, it's just a fun app. There's an Austin blues radio station that I listen to all the time. And it's just in Lyon, France, for some reason, they have jazz, funk, 80s rock and roll, disco. They have everything coming out of this town, Lyon, France. And so you get to hear the DJs, speaking French.
That is fantastic. All right, so we wrote Radio Garden down. What's next?
All right, this is another music app. You know, if you've ever visited, you know, downtown or Lower Broadway, you hear a lot of country music. But if you go to some other places, like I was in Austin, Texas, and you could walk just down the street and you might hear blues, you might hear country, then you might hear alternative. Well, this is an app called Bandcamp. Joe, and I know you spend a lot of time in Bandcamp like I
I love
do.
Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And so Bandcamp is one of these apps where a lot of the artists, a lot of the smaller artists, you know, they earn a fraction of a penny from Spotify when you play their music. But on Bandcamp, you can go in and discover music. So I like to say, I kind of compare it to walking down the street where there's a lot of music, and you just tap on one and you're going to hear a different band that you've never heard of. And maybe more importantly, for some of those bands, you can support the bands by purchasing their vinyl, their MP3s, and I bought some vinyl from a band off of here. So Bandcamp is a lot of fun if you like music.
Does that work in downtown Nashville too?
Well, yeah, there are a lot of apps or a lot of bands in Nashville that will put their music on Bandcamp. And so if you go to Bandcamp, for instance, there's a great band out of Seattle that I discovered on a TV show called Fort Atlantic. And I could not get the music on Amazon Prime. So I went to Bandcamp, found that artist, ordered 2 vinyl records because I collect them. Ordered 2 vinyl records. Get this, I emailed the band because I ordered one. And then after I placed my order, I noticed that they had a bargain. You could get both albums for a lower price. So I emailed them to cancel that first order and change it to the second. And the guy that responded to my email, lead singer of the band. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, so we're friends now.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so Radio Garden and Bandcamp. What else?
All right, there's another one that I found out about at CES about 3 years ago. It's called What 3 Words? Have you heard of this one, Joe?
I have not.
Okay, What 3 Words? So this group of entrepreneurs, these tech people, went out and they plotted the entire world in a series of 3 by 3 meters squares. So you're sitting right now in your studio, and it is documented or recorded with 3 words. It is marked right exactly where you're sitting. Now, the intern, who's a few feet away, has another 3 words that is his exact location. Now, the great thing is, and this has been known to actually save people's life. You know, you get lost somewhere and in the middle of nowhere, and you can navigate, or you can, you know, open this app and it will show you your 3 words: ridge, pigs, left. Now that's not my location. All right. That's a place in the food court, I think, at Opryland. All right. So we're going to move over just a few feet away, and it's First Tame Oldest. Over here, Merit Unity Pill. All of these, and if I zoom in, this is indoors now. All right. So if I zoom in, and let's say I go about 20 feet over, it's Merit Unity Pill, and then Family Wacky Frogs. I want that address. Family Wacky Frogs. And so this is good. Yeah, this is really good if, and I've used it at ball games, and I even used it at our church Christmas program the other day when my son was coming in late, and he was like, "Where are you sitting?" Boom. All right, I'm at these 3 words. Now, you don't have to have that app. So if I shared my location with you, let's say I'm in the wilderness, I'm on a hike by myself, and I can't send you my location because I don't know where the heck I am. I can send you those 3 words. It's going to come up in a text or a tweet, and you will be able to tap that. It will take you to Google Maps, and you will know exactly how to get there. And it will say, so Uber is using this. Some 911 services around the world are using this, and it has been known to find hikers who have become lost with no way. And the great thing is, in a situation like that, it uses very, very little bandwidth. So if your phone is about dead, or if you only have one bar and you're out in
Right.
the middle of nowhere, you can use that and probably get through when a phone call would not get through.
How
It's
do I know
amazing.
what 3 words to use? Like if I'm here sitting here in Lebanon, how do I know what 3 words to put in?
Well, if you have the app, you can simply open that app and it will show you
Okay,
exactly where you are. And
got
so
it.
these 3 words are going to be different than these 3 words.
Yeah,
It's amazing. Yeah. And the way it's not perfect, but in most cases the 3 words are not similar in the same geographic area. You follow? If you
yes.
know the 3 words, not going to be add an S. They've tried their best to make it where similar 3 words might be half a world away.
I
And
am
that's a free app, as well.
I am going, and I'm not kidding you. My kids will be downloading this app within the hour, and that's not a joke. That is
No,
amazing for the simple part of security of that. That's amazing, Jamey.
yeah, I love that app, and I've used it several times, and it's perfect for if your kids, if they get a flat tire on the side of the road,
Right.
you can send a police officer to that exact square, that
That is
3 by 3 meter square.
unbelievable. Just okay. So we got Radio Garden, Bandcamp, and what 3 words the hot apps for 2021 and from the last year and a half or so. Jamey, again, thank you. I find what you do again fascinating, and I'm help spread the word, let people know what you're doing. Whatthetech.tv, and how many TV stations are you on now?
We're on 16 television stations from Hawaii to Maryland. So all
Nice.
across the country. Yeah, yeah. And I've got a YouTube channel. And if you go to that website and you look at the top of that website, you will see another place for apps. You'll be able to go and see videos and stories about different apps that you might be able to use.
Real quick, are you mad at Bo Nix?
Oh boy, that's a great question, Joe. I was very disappointed early on, but then I started thinking about it. I don't believe, I don't want to get too far into sports because this is not necessarily a sports show,
Right.
but I think it was just a good idea for him. I don't believe he and Coach Harsin at Auburn were really saw eye to eye during the season. And he graduated, he's getting married. He's an Auburn guy, though. He's a legacy. He and the
Yes.
Knicks family, they're legacies. And this really tarnishes his legacy. I don't know that he'll ever come back to Auburn and have a big rousing applause from the crowd. That's gone. And so I hate it for him. Maybe it works out. Maybe he's the starter. I don't know, but yeah, that's what a roller coaster for us Auburn fans over the last week and a half.
You're the first guy I
Unreal.
thought about when I saw that he was transferring because you love Auburn so much.
Yes, I do. And but anyway, it's hopefully we'll get things worked out. We had a good recruiting season. This is not a sports show, right? But I could
Who
go on and
cares,
on.
man? All right, Merry Christmas, brother. Thank you, man.
Merry Christmas, Joe. Merry Christmas to everybody.
All right, Jamey Tucker from whatthetech.tv. Again, Jason Mockers blew our mind. This What 3 Words app has blown our mind. I'm not sure the intern's ever going to recover. All right, we'll come back. We'll wrap it up. Celebrity Birthdays is next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.